Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Richmond's Morning News here on Newsradio WRVA. My name is Rich Herrera. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday, April 14th. Wake up, sleepyhead. The Keurig's not going to start itself. You got to get up. I know. It's Tuesday, but we'll try to make your morning just a little bit easier today as we come to you live from the studios of Newsradio WRVA. I've got a good show planned for you today. I'm not sure, to be quite honest, Dave, about our very first guest. Of course, Super Dave Ayler, our executive producer. Gary with the day off, so I'll be doing sports again. But I'm not sure about our very first guest we're going to have on the program today, Dave.
Yeah, I'm not real sure about him either.
No.
And it's all your fault, too.
And he's kind of a smart aleck.
Like somebody else we know.
Yeah, he's good looking.
Somebody who's related to him.
Great hair, winning smile. But my son Riggs is actually going to come on the program. A lot of people say, hey, you should have him on all the time. Like, I don't know if Richmond's really ready for that just quite yet.
We don't like him that much.
No, because I got to keep him grounded. He's such a great kid. Anyway, he's going to join us. I've mentioned this before. And as we're talking and watching what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz, he actually studied maritime traffic, and he went to the Merchant Marine Academy for a while. He's sailed around the world. He's been across the Pacific a number of times and understands all of the things that we've been kind of discussing here on the program. So we'll get a big rundown from him, what really is the Strait of Hormuz, why it's important, and the role the U.S. Navy plays in international shipping. So we'll talk to him about that coming up on the program. Tom Garrett's going to stop by the show. Yesterday, Abigail Spanberger had an opportunity to sign all of her bills, veto them, send some back to the General Assembly. We'll get a recap from Tom of what she did yesterday as the midnight deadline came. And by the way, Governor, just to remind you, you have a free moment now. Now that you've gone through all of the bills and you've got them all signed and everything, if you like, we have plenty of time for you to have that debate with Governor Allen over gerrymandering and redistricting. We'll talk about that coming up on the program today and a whole lot more. So with that being said, thanks for joining us. Let's kick off Richmond's Morning News with the Richmond's Morning News Brief today. Story number one. All right, the blockade has began in the Iranian shipping of their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. They say nobody else can go through, so the U.S. says, well, guess what? You can't go through. Here's the latest from Fox News.
Number one.
Come back to Islamabad is the message from Pakistani officials. That's despite over 20 hours of talks at the weekend failing to result in a deal to end the war in Iran. President Trump said yesterday that the Iranians had been in touch to say they still want to work up an agreement. Vice President J.D. Vance believes some progress was made over the weekend. Reuters says talks could resume as soon as this week. The 2-week temporary ceasefire still has another week to run. The United States is now blockading Iranian ports in an attempt to exert economic pressure on Tehran. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
All right, so here's what's going on right now. The Iranians have said nobody can go through the Strait of Hormuz. There's mines. They and their proxies have attacked a couple of ships, which means the shipping industry comes to a halt, which means the flow of oil comes to a halt there, which means the entire world is now being held economically hostage by Iran. So the United States sat down and said, okay, here's what we need. Here's what you want. All right, we didn't get together. Oh, by the way, that one thing that you have left, because everything else has been decimated, which is controlling the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Well, guess what? We're not going to control that Strait of Hormuz and the oil, and nobody's going to get into your ports. You're not going to have anybody who's going to be able to ship anything out. You're not going to be able to get any of your oil out of the country. So there you go. If nobody can use it, neither can you. And that's really what the U.S. Navy is doing right now. It's a naval blockade. No ships are allowed in. No ships are allowed out. No ships are allowed to dock or take on oil at any Iranian port. And if there's any Iranian boats left, any part of their Navy, Coast Guard that's left, the U.S. has said, we will sink your boats as soon as you come close or leave. So they're going to now take the one card the Iranians had off the table in the negotiations, and we'll see if the Iranians want to come back. It's really tough because I'm sure there are some that are like, okay, uncle, we're done, we get it. But there's other dead-enders, hardliners that love this regime, will not be given to anything, and they're going to be until the bitter end. So we'll see as they have their internal discussions who's going to come out on top in that internal squabble you have inside Iran right now. We'll have more on that this morning on Richmond's Morning News. All right, number 2, how about this? Let's just talk a little bit about the church. You know, I'm a man of faith. We'll talk about it on air. I will tell you this. A couple years ago, I never, ever would have brought any of this up. But you know what? Now people are actually coming back to church. They feel good about it. Now, I'm not going to pontificate. I'm not going to stand here and try to tell you one thing or the other. I'm just going to tell you, here's what I do. Now, somebody asked me yesterday about Donald Trump and the tweet that he put out where he likened himself to God. So that's our second big story of the day. By the way, here's how much people want to get back in touch with the church. They're actually an AI bot that you can pay and talk to Jesus. Take a listen.
Number 2.
Hi, Jesus. I've been having a really hard time in life, and I'm looking for some inspiration and guidance.
That heaviness you're carrying is truly felt, and I want you to know you're not walking through it alone. In the Gospel of John, Jesus reminds us that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that through him we can find true rest for our souls. Trust the same steady love can be your anchor today, even when the waves seem high, and lean on prayer as a safe harbor.
I'm not sure how the church will feel about that. I'm not sure how the bishop feels about that. But people are trying in their own way to get back into something that has some feeling, some meaning to them. A lot of people flocking back to church. A lot of people trying to find their way to the church. And as far as Donald Trump yesterday with the tweet, it was in poor taste. It was really in poor taste. I get his frustration. But the Holy Father, the Pope, again, and I'm Catholic, he has one audience. Donald Trump has another. There's never going to be a Pope that says, yes, we should go in there and blow everybody up and kill everybody. He has a higher calling than our earthly presidents and leaders and prime ministers and the rest. I get where they're coming from. Donald Trump took it personally. He's very thin-skinned. I thought it was in poor taste. They took it down quickly. He said, listen, I didn't know so many people would get upset. Again, there's things that he does that I really, really like. And there's times where I just like, what are you thinking? Why are you doing stuff like this? But again, an unforced error by Donald Trump. Took it down quickly, but I'm sure this will get more and more attention and more people will talk about it, as anything the man does will instantly be savaged upon by his detractors. All right, number 3 big story of the day. The governor's deadline to sign all the bills, send them back, amend them, veto them, whatever, has come and gone. And Abigail Spanberger, I'm still trying to get my arms around all of this like everybody else.
Number 3.
Well, will you look at me? I have the power!
The Democrats have all the power in the Commonwealth of Virginia, so what are they going to use it for? These bills are just crazy, like the one, the sleep tax that we told you about. I think that one died. We'll get a full rundown of where she is and what she did with all the bills coming up later on the program with Tom Garrett, member of the House of Delegates. All right, I want to leave time for a couple more stories in our top 5. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations are here, and here is just a little taste of who might be going into Cleveland this year.
Number 4.
One of these sounds is not like the others.
One of these sounds doesn't belong.
Can you tell which sound is not like the others?
By the time we finish our song. Did you guess which sound is not like the others?
Did you guess which sound doesn't belong?
If you guess this sound is not like the others,
You're absolutely right.
William, are you cracking back on Sade? Super Dave?
Yeah, kind of, because she doesn't fit in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, which is the best musician? Which is the best song of all of those that you heard?
Of those 3 that we just played?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. You not
Easy.
know me?
Yeah, it's easy. Smooth Operator.
No.
He's
It's Iron Maiden. Run to the Hills. That album is still selling.
Over Billy Idol, over Sade.
Yeah, because Iron Maiden is still, they're on their 50th
You're a
anniversary.
metalhead, aren't you?
They're still touring.
What are you? I wish we had the webcam on you. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a Slayer T-shirt from 2016, I think.
Did you get that at Hot Topic?
No, I actually overpaid for this.
Oh, is
I
that
paid
one of
it
those
$40 when I actually saw him on Mayhem Fest that year.
Wow. Okay, I thought
They
maybe
were
you got a Hot
co-headlining
Topic
with Slipknot. No, I would have saved a lot more money on if I would have just bought it at Hot Topic.
Have you ever bought a band T-shirt at Hot Topic?
No, because I have a whole closet full of them that I overpaid for when I actually saw the bands live.
Okay, that's different then. All right, give me the list of the people that are nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay, well, this is in the performer category.
Okay.
And there are some good ones. Phil Collins,
yes,
from
easy.
Genesis.
No first ballot. No
problem with him.
Yeah.
Billy Idol, we just talked about. I have
easy,
no problem with
he's
him.
in.
Iron Maiden, I have no problem with them. They're
okay.
They're on their 50th anniversary tour right now.
Are they in the top 5 metal bands of all time?
Easily, yes.
Who are your top 5?
Metallica, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Anthrax.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
That's 4.
Okay.
I don't know.
Who else is
Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath, okay.
Joy Division, New Order.
I don't know
They were more popular in England than here, but
okay.
I'll give them that one. Oasis. I don't think they did enough, but that's just me. Sade.
Yes.
No.
Ding, 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 ding. Wait a minute. Oh, somebody gave me a bell.
Luther Vandross. A great singer, but not rock and roll.
Okay, but is it... Okay, keep going, and then here's my big beat.
And then the last one is Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang is forever.
Did they get in?
Yes, all those are going in.
Are they a novelty act?
Wu-Tang Clan? No, they were legitimate. You know, they're not rock and roll, so I don't think they should be in. But they're fine.
Should we rename it? Like I've been to the
just call it the Music Hall of Fame,
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because it's a little tough. Like I like Sade. She had, I think, one song.
Yeah, one big hit. Yeah,
one big hit. It's a great '80s ballad, right? Getting Dressed for the Prom. If you're an early Gen Xer, that's a great song.
Like Smooth Operator.
Yeah, Smooth Operators. I put on my tuxedo with the ruffles on it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not too creepy.
It ain't creepy. Oh, you put that in your car. You put that in your car. Get your prom date. Oh, you were solid.
Okay.
No.
Not with Smooth Operator.
All right. Do we have time for one more?
No, we need to go.
All right. I had one more story for you.
Well, if you want to get to it real quick.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Well, okay, I'll do it real quick. You ready?
Yep.
Go. Netflix is bringing back a wholesome American favorite. You know what they're bringing back?
What's that?
Little House on the Prairie. It's our fifth story of the day. Can I just ask a question of you?
Yeah.
Have they run out of ideas in Hollywood?
I think so, because with all the remakes, all they're doing is rehashing, stuff from the 70s and 80s.
They own the IP, or is it because I have this, now that I'm getting older, I want to relive the 80s?
Probably a little bit of both.
But
and it's cheap to make that, because they don't, all you do is bring in new writers and new, and new actors.
It, right.
Yeah, because the ideas are still there. It's just the premise of, and then all you do is.
Are you just lazy? Because I don't know if any of these have been as good as the original.
None of them have.
None of them have. So and by the way,
and movies are just as bad.
Right. And by the way, there was a certain amount of people that loved Little House on the Prairie. They weren't Gen X boys.
No, definitely not me.
Like the moms loved it, your sisters loved it, and the boys would sit there like, okay, is there going to be a fight? When is Dukes of Hazzard on? Is there a car chase? There was nothing for a boy to watch in Little House on the Prairie, was there?
I loved Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid.
Yes.
And
the A-Team, much better.
And we always refer to Big Bang Theory, and Amy Farrah Fowler's favorite show was Little House on the Prairie.
That's all I need to tell you right there.
Right there. We don't need to tell you anymore.
All right. On the James River Air text line, 833-804-1140, 833-804-1140. Were you a fan of Little House on the Prairie? I need to know from our audience today. Were you a fan of Little House on the Prairie? 833-804-1140 on the James River Air text line. Reread your text messages at 655, 755, and 855. Program brought to you in part today by Relevate Property Guides. You know when you decided to rent out your house, when you got the second house, you moved up, you go, oh, we'll make this an income property. You go, oh, dude, I show up once a month. I get the rent done. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Sucker. You didn't know anything about maintenance calls or having tenants that said, oh, I'm going to live here forever, and they're gone in a month and a half, and they left. They didn't tell you anything. You didn't know anything about city codes, and there's just so much. There's not a playbook for this, is there? There's not anybody that can help you, is there? How about this? There is. My friends at Relevate Property Guides, they've been doing this for a decade here in Richmond. They understand everything, and here's the best part. They take all the guesswork, the headache. They take the recruiting and finding new tenants. They take the pain of collecting rent. They even take the pain of maintenance and repairs out of your hands, and you just sit back and get your check. It's a flat fee. They take care of everything, and you get to enjoy your life. If being a landlord is getting too much for you, whether you have one house or a whole portfolio of houses, get some help. There's a difference, and that's Relevate Property Guides. Here's where you go online to relevaterichmond.com, relevaterichmond.com. Find out more how Relevate Property Guides can take the pain out of being a landlord out of your back pocket. Be so much easier. We'll continue. It's News Radio WRVA.